right, video three. Next 20 minutes or 25 or whatever it is. Okay, what am I going to talk about? So last one, I got into networking, a house, talked about wireless access points. So let's talk about product, right? That's the most important aspect, I guess. So we have tons and tons and tons of products out there. So I'm going to give you my professional opinion on some of the products that we use and why we use them, in my opinion, on other ones. So first and foremost, I get asked the question, what's the best? Here's the answer. The best is whatever works best for whoever's integrating it and making sure that it works. So if you're a customer and you're working with an integrator like myself, a designer, AV company, or an IT company, their job is to be an expert in what their products are, and if they're confident in what they're using, then that's their job to implement it. From a home standpoint, I do not like Google and all these pucks out there and all that. That's just marketing. It's not a good product. It's a fun product. It gives you some nice things, but it's really not a good networking product. Why do I say that? Because a real networking product, like a real wireless access point, is a wireless access point. That's its job. It does the one thing. It's not trying to be fancy about anything other than just that. We use a company by the name of Ubiquiti. Ubiquiti's been around for quite some time. A lot of integrators use Ubiquiti. They, as a manufacturing company, they have their own switches. They have PoE switches. They have wireless access points inside and outside the house. They allow you to do mesh networking. They have their own cameras. They have a full product line. And for the mere standard home and or office, they have been pretty darn good, and we have enjoyed working with them, and we use them in a lot of situations, in a lot of houses. They're a great application. The absolute horrible thing about Ubiquiti, this is their greatest negative. They have a couple other negatives, but this is their number one negative. Their customer support or tech support may be the worst I've ever seen in my entire life. Like worse than AT&T, worse than Spectrum, worse than they're worse than the IRS. I mean, the reason they're so bad is because they don't exist. They do not exist. You cannot call and talk to anybody from their company. They're just, and the only way that you can get somebody is like through their chat line, and nobody knows anything. So thank God we have done quite well in learning the product, but we also have tech support by a lot of our distribution centers who have specialized in that product and have been our source for technical service when it comes to that particular company. So they're out there. They do a really nice job for what we want and do. They also have a cloud key that allows us to access it remotely. It's a nice product, and for the most part, we've been pleased in using them. And they're a reasonably priced product. The next products out there that we use, we've been using a product by the name of Wattbox. Wattbox is manufactured by, well, the provider is Snap AV. Snap AV is a large distribution company, and they created this really neat product, and they're not the only one on the market, but it's just the one that we use. And what it is, it's a line conditioner surge protector that connects to the internet. And the backbone of it, it's controlled by a platform called OvrC. It's OVRC. And then they also have their own switches, which are manufactured by Arachnus. So the Arachnus makes normal switches, PoE switches, and then they also have their line item of wireless access points. So why do we use this product? We use this product from a networking standpoint because it allows us to remote access and physically cut off the power to a device. As many of you know, when you have your internet out and or a particular issue with your phone or your iPad or your computer, what does all the technical folks tell you to do? Reboot your piece of a device. Unplug it, wait 10 seconds, do it, right? Well, a lot of devices that we have, like Sonos and now TVs that are only streaming content, Apple TV, whatever that is, they're no different. They have to get reboot. So we use this WattBox product as not only a line conditioner and surge protector, but also allows us to create this platform. So instead of us having to go out to a house, we can remotely do a hard reboot on a particular product and or all the products tied in with that system. So why is this important? It reduces downtime. It also, the system allows us to look at every MAC address and IP address, and so we can see, hey, how many things have been off of your network for a while? Are you having network problems? And if so, what's the speed? How slow is it? So it's a product that we use, and it's been great for us and our clients. For you home folks, and integrators have also used this product, which is Eero. EERO. That's EERO. You can buy them at Best Buy. They sell them in kits. They are wireless access points. They have their own mesh. So again, on this particular product, if you buy a combination of three, they're Eero Pros. They basically are 3 wireless access points. And again, these wireless access points are antennas that you can spread out the mesh coverage for Wi-Fi from what your router is from that small little antenna. So you're basically having a bunch of mini antennas throughout your house or your office. Okay, the best way to physically do this is to hardwire a cable directly from and plug it into your router and connect it to a Eero access point. If you are unable to do that, they have their own little mesh network which allows you to plug into an outlet, but you're limited in range, maybe maximum of 20-25 feet away. Other than that, it won't work. So not a great distance. The positive of this company, unlike Ubiquiti, who has the absolute worst customer service on the history of mankind and the history of mankind, I think Eero may have the best. I think they may have the #1 best customer tech support that I've experienced in the 11 years as an AV integrator. Here's why. The very first time I called them, I was at a buddy of mine's in Austin, and I was on a little vacation, and I wasn't going to wire a bunch of that stuff to his house. I said, man, let's see if we can find a simple solution for your Wi-Fi. I've heard of this product. Other integrators have used it. Let's go to Best Buy and buy it. It's called Eero, E-E-R-O. So I knew enough about it, but I'd never actually physically installed it. So I said, all right, we'll give it a shot. We'll go ahead, because he was having Sonos issues and internet issues without his house. He couldn't get anything to work because his network sucked. Networking sucking. big problem. Doesn't work on Sonos. So I said, let's buy it. So I went ahead and we started installing it. So my first instinct was to install it just like I would a Ubiquiti wireless access point. And I started that route, and I started encountering all sorts of weird challenges, and all of a sudden I had like split networks, and it was weird. I was like, I don't really understand this. So I'd set up an account, and I normally will set up an account in my name and then transfer the account and then create a account for a client. So anyway, I decided, well, let me call tech support to see if they can assist because something's not lining up right. So I called these guys up, and I didn't wait 2 hours. It rang, and the gentleman that answered the phone, their tech support answered the phone like this: "Hi, Bruce Solis. How may I help you?" I was like, "I'm sorry, what?" I was like, "How'd you know?" They're like, "Because their system is so technologically savvy. When I downloaded it, when I put in all my account information to set up the account, which you have to do in order to get to install their Euro pieces, that account was already tied into their system. And when I called on my cell phone, they knew it was my cell phone number. All my contact information popped up on their computer, and they knew exactly who I was. And they already had the information on every one of the Euro pieces that I'd already installed." Spectacular. Nobody does that. Nobody. AT&T, you suck. You don't do that. Spectrum, you suck. You don't do that. We all know that. They're all put you through 400 people and make you wait in line for 2 hours before somebody non-knowledgeable answers the phone. So back to Euro. This is how it went. I explained my challenges, and he told me, okay, out of the box, the way each one of them are set up, they're all set up as mini routers, not wireless access points. So we have to set them up in our system as wireless access points, of which he basically said, instead of you doing it, let me go ahead and just do it now. He went ahead and did it on his system. Then I told him the other little challenges that I was having. He said, okay, let's go ahead and open up this network. Let's change this. He went ahead and did every single little thing, and I just sat back and watched on my laptop him do it. And within 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, we had my buddy's network up and running, and he explained to me why he did the certain things that he did. And we had a great conversation. Everything was done. He basically remote did it all, and that was it. He explained to me more about the products and some of the services and how to do certain things. And from an end user standpoint, once we got off the call, I reset up the account under my buddy's name and contact information, and now he could log on to Euro remotely and see the traffic flow that's going in and who's on the network. So if he wants to shut kids down, he can. If he wants to do a lot of things, he can. In worst case scenario, I, as an integrator, as a professional in the industry, felt so comfortable in simply saying, you know what's cool is their tech support. You can call them. You don't even have to call me. You can call their tech support, and they can log in, and they know their product better than I will, and they'll fix exactly what you need. From a layman's perspective, from a normal human being, you cannot ask for that, and that just does not exist for customer service in the United States by hardly any company that I've ever worked with in technology, and even non-technology. It just doesn't exist. So if I was going to highly and strongly recommend any product out there from a customer service standpoint, from an end user standpoint, would definitely be Eero, and it's EERO. Most integrators, some integrators use them. I've used them on a couple of projects where it made sense, and they really do have a nice little product line. And we've had to learn it because some of our customers have chosen to purchase this, and we've had to. They've designed it wrong, but we've had to redesign it and got them up and running. But from my experience, it's been a great product. I would strongly recommend that. And if you find and some of these other little makeshift products. Buy them, but I don't know. Most of them aren't that great. So that is my product support on that aspect. And again, there's plenty of network solutions out there. It really depends on if you're an integrator and or if you are an IT company on what they choose to use for your home or office. There's another company that's quite large and great. One of my buddies who owns a Vert network, they use FortiGate. Fortinet is the company, and they have their business reasons why they use it. It gives them a lot more flexibility and a lot greater than we'll ever need on an AV perspective, but they're an IT perspective, and we've learned who that manufacturer is and then a lot of the benefits from it. So going back to residential and commercial, because we do commercial as well, but normally in IT companies handling the backbone of that, we just work with that. The other cool thing that we learned over the past year or so is Savant. If you're a Savant integrator and you have a Savant system, Savant works pretty darn well with Arachnus products. It really likes the routers, and if you are an integrator out there or have some sort of challenges with Savant communications, Savant does not like Luxul routers, and but it does like Arachnus routers. So again, some of the things that we learn through implementing a lot of these systems, we find out that not every piece of technology likes playing with another piece of technology, and it may be a great solution in one area, but it may not be a great solution in another area. So these are the things that we work on in houses and commercial on a day-to-day basis. If you have any questions, feel free to ping me. If you're wondering what may be a good product out there, let me know. We have networking again has become such a part of the home. Ring Doorbell has done, as a company, has done a yeoman's incredible job at becoming that one whole company that they deal with cameras and the doorbells, and now they've got the access control to garages. But I think one of the coolest things, since we're talking about network, is they have come up with their own PoE cameras, which means power over Ethernet. And again, what that is we take a PoE switch, which is a power over Ethernet switch, and physically run a line to now their cameras, and you can hardwire their cameras so they're taking it off of the Wi-Fi. Again, they've gotten the message loud and clear. If you can physically connect something to the internet from a streaming and from a reliability standpoint, it's just that much better. We are now in a phase where they've really figured this out, and it's starting to make more business sense to further integrate their solutions as part of our business model and the solutions that we come up with. Not everybody's to that point, but we utilize companies and use companies that have a long-standing history of success in an integration. Sonos is another company that we use a lot, and largely because of their technology and the fact that they